Hello and welcome to Clip Session, episode 2. Annabel Truesdale Quisao joins us once again, and this time we're going to look at one of the couples in the Gilmore Stadium kip, one of the suit group,
The suit group,
the
yes.
suit group, as Annabel named them perfectly, the suit group. So yeah, here we go. All right, welcome back. Onward to our well-styling dancer friends in 1939.
The suit group.
The suit group. So here is the next chunk of the suit group. I love that. The suit group. That's the episode title. The suit group.
Excellent.
Oh man, we have three couples. We might have to concentrate
Choose
on
one.
only one for.
Yeah. Okay. I think my eye gets drawn to the closest to the camera, so let's do this couple to the right.
I love it. I love
Especially
it.
because yet again, I love her footwork texture.
Yeah, yeah. And actually, so Sarah, Sophia Rentas, and myself, we actually broke down some of this dancing for our
Mm.
class this last week, our advanced class in New York City. So shout out to Sarah Sophia. I've already done a little bit of homework on this one. But all right, what are you digging?
All right. So one thing is yet again going back to what's the sort of buoyancy I see and just overall how she's pulsing. She has, even more so than the other follower, this kind of like up kind of
Yeah.
action going on. Like she's got a little elevation change.
Well,
So like clearly there's some pulsing that's up, but yet again her knees are bent quite a lot of this time. So it's obviously not a hop out of the ground, even though there's this really consistent up quality to it.
yeah, a lot of time viewers, a lot of times will refer to this as the beach pulse, as in like the Venice Beach clip, um, because that was the main thing we had before this was brought to our attention. By the way, huge shout out to Lewis Orchard. Lewis, we had a few seconds of this clip, and then Lewis Orchard went and tracked down the source of the clip, found out that there was still some of it, more of it available, and he acquired that and made it available to the scene. You can see this whole clip on YouTube. We even did a kind of a geek out thing the first time he announced it. It was during the pandemic, so you can check out that clip. It's really cool. I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to count. I'm going to count. I'm going to count the counts for us, and so you can see where that pulse is happening in terms of the count.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. That was my count based on the leader's footwork. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. Let's watch it in slow motion.
Is what I'm saying.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. Dear viewers, this is actually a way that we will watch clips. So, for instance, if you don't know what time, if you're looking at the timing of something on the upper body, another person can count the timing based on what they see on the feet hitting the ground, so that the other person can get a sense of when the timing is. It's a fun little trick that we can use.
And it's always good to use the counts as a kind of standard reference point, but then also not get too in the weeds about what exactly you're seeing the person doing in terms of, is this on the and or is it on the one, right? You can see a little bit more of a song because everything's always going to be in flux.
Yeah. And this to me does look like it's that standard beach clip pulse as I know it, where you're rising out of the ground, especially like after the you'll see the after the 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. usually, usually when you rise out of the ground, it's usually as you're taking a step, like you take a step and it's pushing out of the ground when you take a step, is when you feel that rise. And so it's just a question of which step is the rising happening on versus the step that it's not happening on. So good.
All right. Another thing that I is so distinctive to me about her movement is kind of similar to the other follower we talked about of the knees bending as like basically a place where when the foot is no longer the weight-bearing foot, she'll sort of like just let it slide off to the back. And a lot of that elevation change comes from the knee bend. Ooh, there it goes.
So that could be hard to see.
Shoot, shoot. There. Those
Yeah,
two.
and there's going to be a big one right here.
Shoot. Yes. The biggest of all of them, probably.
So yeah, so that she's
Ooh.
almost like falling onto that foot, and then the other foot shuffles back or like slips off back, just like you said.
And some of these, especially that one you pointed out as the largest one, it looks a lot like it's the biggest
Let's
one
watch that one.
because she had to do the most traveling back toward the leader. He's bringing her closer, and so it's almost a reactive amount of
Whoa!
right? The whole body's needing to move forward. You can sort of see how where he caught her is a little bit closer to the rest of him, and so everything else is kind of just reacting off of that catch.
Yeah, I love that whiplash. I
Mhm.
always call it whiplash, like the idea of whiplash, that like
Of
if one part of your body moves and then your spine is
everything
relaxed and
follows
everything else
along.
kind of like snaps behind it. And there's like there's an attractive, comfortable version of whiplashing,
Of course.
which you can kind of see in some of this dancing. Like
Hmm.
what we've got right there is that like it's almost like the hand is pulling the partner and the partner staying behind, and so it wobbles. And so you can
Hmm.
imagine her kind of whipping back from her body, but because she's got muscle control and is keeping her core intact, it's obviously not hurting her body.
Hmm.
I do want to see that really quick while we were looking at that. I saw her footwork on that second toss out on the tap of this toss out
That
coming up
one.
right here. Boom. She's going to come
Mhm.
in for the tap.
And she really sort of,
Look at that. How Charleston-y
right?
is that
The,
tap right
the
there?
amount of difference in angle between the 2 feet.
Woo!
And you can really tell that she's doing this all the way up from her hip because see where her knee is also pointed. Like this isn't only about the ankle, it's also the whole leg is kind of turned in.
Yeah, yeah, that is dramatic.
Mhm.
That is some dramatic stuff. Also, you can know leaders, he likes to throw his arm back for his toss out. So he just swings his arm as a whole back for his toss outs. Now let's watch the
Oh,
whole clip so you can just see that specific leader action.
yeah.
Swing the arm back, swing the arm back, swing the arm
Ooh.
back. Little arm swing back. I've tried it. It's perfectly comfortable. I'm like, yeah, there's no reason why you shouldn't swing your arm back if you want to.
Interesting there.
No, let's
Yeah.
watch how fast the turn is here. How fast that snap is on the turn.
Boop, boop, boop.
Once again, very common to our beach clip turns where like the turns were really snappy. When Sarah and I broke this down in classes and stuff, it was basically the follower's choice to do this. Like
Mhm.
my arm was still elastic, so it still felt basically it felt like my partner could use the elasticity of my arm to just pop that turnaround really fast, and it felt super comfortable to me, and it didn't feel like I had to like if I were to try to lead such a thing, I might have to like
Pull, right?
try to pull really fast, which can or no matter how comfortable I tried to make it, it might just be annoying for somebody.
Yeah.
Whereas in this case, it was the follower's choice, and so I didn't feel like it felt like it was really comfortable for them because I didn't have to pull it. They were just using the elasticity in my arm.
Yeah, and when there's a tendency to do a quick pull, then you might notice someone travel more because it kind of like introduces this
Yeah,
linearity.
yeah, yeah,
But the fact that she's turning on the spot is also a good example of there's likely not a lot of like this kind of action going on. I'm sure the elasticity of the leader is involved, and then also the fact that the follower knows they can use that arm to pull against themselves. So there's like an activity going on with the elasticity in the followers connection as well, I'm sure.
Mm. Uh, by the way, it's very fun. It's very fun to dance like this, to do these snappy turns. You don't have a whole lot of other options if you do just default snap this turn really fast, but it's really fun. So I'll do the counts again because I think it's
Mhm.
fascinating to see. Because one thing I noticed is that like if the follower just turns fast, it's not like it felt really satisfying until we found that like perfect sweet spot of it was fast, but it still was part of the swing and
Yes.
still part of the like coming together in a way that like as soon as we snapped into it, it was like that's what it is, and that's really satisfying.
Yeah, well, you were about to do the counting with it, but I want to just add one other thing to watch for, and that is the fact that she doesn't put her weight down right after the turn. So rather than it being quick, quick turn, slow to come together, which is what you might think you do because the turn was so fast, she hangs back and she tap steps or kick steps most of the time. So not only is she treating this as this rhythmic thing, but she's got enough control to also as part of the recovery from it. So watch her footwork in addition to the turn speed.
Boop boop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2,
Tap
3,
step,
4,
tap
5,
step,
6, 7. 1, 2,
tap.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I counted really
Yeah.
badly. Sorry, y'all. That
Let's
was me.
try
Let's try
again.
this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. All right, I did it well that time.
Yeah.
That was a good one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. Yeah, it's just almost like she's being done by 2, 7, 8, 1, 2, and then you're chilling out during the 3, 4, as opposed to like landing on the 3 or the 4, the way that we tend to do it in the modern era to just flush out and make that area flow.
Actually, yeah, with that in mind, check out how many turns they do, but what different directions from his body they're turning. So they don't pivot
Hmm.
around a
Yeah,
lot between the turns.
it's not like a 360 every
Mm-mm.
time. These ain't no swing
There's
outs. By the way, even your swing outs don't have to be 360.
no
Quick,
rule.
quick disclaimer.
Side note.
The modern era is so focused on swing outs based being 360 that almost every swing out you see, the majority of the swing outs you see are 360 degrees. I think that was an anomaly in the history of original dancing because in the Harvest Moon Ball and Hell's a Poppin', only a there's some 360 swing outs in Hell's a Poppin'. There's also some non 360 swing outs in Hell's a Poppin'. There's non 360 swing outs in other Whitey's Lindy Hopper's films. If anything, you get the impression that the 360 might have come around specifically for the camera or for the stage, which is even further proof that you don't have to live by it. Social dancing, like you can, it's great for the stage, but you can not be 360 in your swing outs.
Right? So take down the pivot,
Do
relax,
da do
keep it
da.
casual, as they say.
The more you know. Oh yeah,
Back to this.
so yeah, we don't have a 360 toss out here. Boom. There's that really not a whole lot going on come around. The come around is happening more on the 5 than on the 3,
Look,
like we
they're
teach our
just like,
students.
and then they're just like halfway across and toss out on the other side. See, so.
Yeah, yeah, that toss out's
Hmm.
really kind of going just
Hmm.
right, almost like let's see. So where he is on the 3, there he's on his 3. Baby come around, not very forceful. And now his partner's going to be just like slightly past his shoulder, not even directly behind him. So it's not even like 180. It's just like just slightly past his shoulder. Um, Almost like if you were to look over your right shoulder, like the place where you would comfortably look over your right shoulder seems to be like where his partner's going to go. Not he's not looking over his right shoulder. I'm just trying to give you an idea of like
Which direction that would
which
be.
direction seems to send her in. Oh, look at his face. He's got that
Yeah, I'm so cool.
very cool looking face.
Hmm.
He's doing behind the back toss out. One of the coolest moves in the world, so I get it. I get
Hmm.
why he's feeling cool. Takes that really long step for the We got the open hand again. This group loves their open hands. That's
Mm,
part of their style. That's probably how they knew which high school they went to. Is they had
the open
the
hand.
suits and the open hands.
That's really when you know that the follower is the one turning themselves because without fingers to stretch against, you just gotta pull back.
There's an example of that long of a straight leg. And remember, dancer, remember dancer, remember audience, remember dear reader, these follows. Let's watch the knee bend. I think that's
Yeah,
so. Let's watch the followers knee bend throughout this process. Okay, pretty bent. The skirt is right below the
right at
knee,
the
so that's
knees.
going to make
Makes
it
it a
a
little
little.
trickier.
But that's bent. That's pretty bent. There it might be some straightening. Bent, 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 and then it's going to straight when she takes that
All
step
right, so
there.
that's almost as part of her pushing off the ground and falling onto the other
Yes.
foot.
Ooh, I have a theory. Now that you mention that. So now the leg was straight, but it twapped backwards
Mhm.
into bent. Now that standing foot's I think that standing foot's bent.
I think so too.
Now it's or sorry, it's bent. The standing foot was straighter, but now it's all bent again. There's the Charleston. And now the leg is straight, but it's twapping back. So it's not
Part
like
of
it's
that slide back.
and then it's straightening on the legs there. So yeah, oh yeah, what I was wondering, my theory was is that is this is that powerful straightening the subject of her turning really fast every time? Is that the moment that she's just putting that power into turning really fast? Or is it the result of turning really fast because you straighten your leg really strongly in order to push out of the floor in order to turn fast?
Could be. I think where I see it, the place that it seems she's moving to is almost in the moments that she needs to get back toward her partner. And so she's kind of this is that same angle of catch with the on the back.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so then it's almost like the straight leg is just what's left behind as they're coming back together.
Yeah, yeah, it's straightening because her foot stays there and her body
That's
moves.
moving, and she's
And so the
actually
leg
putting
straightens
weight
out.
onto the left foot, even though the right one is the straight one. So it's kind of just
Exactly.
reactive again as a line.
Exactly. So as often happens, whenever you see a straight leg, a lot of times it's because the weight is being put on the other
Other
leg.
foot.
Like you're not trying to like keep that leg particularly straight. It's really just the reaction of moving weight onto the other foot and keeping that foot where it is. That is a very striking line right there
It is.
for that two. That's the two count, by the way. So she stepped on the right foot on one, and then just like Annabelle said, pulling her forward. And so while she takes other steps, she leaves her foot behind, and it's straight until she whaps it off. Is whap a word? Whap. There's another
Yeah.
whap. So I'll count out the whaps that we saw in this toss out and that we were kind of talked about in this lesson this last week is one whap, 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 whap. So it was 4, 6, and 2. So you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, whap, 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 7, 8. And it was really satisfying. I did it
Mm-hmm.
as a leader, even though he doesn't do it as a leader. I did it as a leader in the class.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
was really satisfying.
Yeah, that's great. Great way to emphasize the rhythm without it having to be about what the foot on the ground is doing. It's what the foot off the ground is doing, or what the leg off the ground is doing.
Which is very similar to like that motion is very similar to the Steinbrenner's basics, which I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure we'll cover sometime in the series if it becomes a series. I have a lot of projects. I don't need to add more, but this seemed like a really fun one to add. Yeah, so like the Steinbrenner Pure Balboa basics, they really like that foot is constantly
Swinging off.
swinging off behind them, just like this follower here.
Mm-hmm.
The leader, not so much, but the one thing that is interesting about the leader is his footwork. He's doing that. We've got the waggle foot. The waggle foot, which you're seeing also in the background there. The waggle foot from the beach clip was clearly a thing that a lot of these teenagers, like it was clearly a thing. Like
Yes.
it was a trend with a capital T, because so many leaders are waggling their
Trying to
foot,
just
and he's keeping the heels out of the ground, which we also see in the beach clip. He doesn't seem to be keeping the heels out of the ground as dramatically as Jack Hellwig, the person in all white in the beach clip, but he's still keeping his heels off the ground here. And the waggling, Jack Hellwig's waggling is like waggle, like the waggle dial goes to 11,
hmm
and Jack Hellwig dances with the waggle dial on 11,
hmm
whereas this gentleman seems to be
See the
dancing with
animals.
his waggle dial on 3 or 4. Like it happens occasionally and not all the time.
hmm
Oh, there's a nice little instance of it right there as he comes around.
You know who else does this knee type of releasing is Ann Mills. If you watch Ann Mills dancing, this
Oh,
sort of bending back as a prep for she'd be doing it as a prep for tapping a lot, but I think it was in this reactive way as well.
there's a little waggle as he walks into his thing. I should just go slow motion because you can't see the waggle if I just do it frame by
There's
frame.
a waggle, waggle,
Little
waggle,
waggle.
waggle. Whoop, whoop. Kind of like the littlest little twist, twist with occasional do.
There's a little waggle. Yeah, his quick quicks. He waggles the quick quicks a lot. Every time there's
Mm-hmm.
that quick, 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 he'll waggle each foot as he's stepping through those quicks.
Mm-hmm.
And then that long line, you got a straight left leg there. You got a super straight right leg here for this behind the back toss out. And what's interesting to me is he takes a really big, he puts his foot down right where it was, which equates to a really big
Big step.
step
Yeah, it's sort of out even
in
outside
this
of the
era.
shoulders here. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so that's a choice that we don't see Maxie Dorf making that choice, but we might see Lolly Weiss making that choice. But that's a clip for another day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she look at that. Look at her looking at the camera.
Mm-hmm. And another.
She's just eyeing that
Yay!
camera right there, smiling. She knows what's up. And she's eyeing it again, right there.
And the big show off move, waggle that heel outward. The Charleston move.
All right. Anything else from this couple right here?
Well, I think we've touched on it a little bit, but the
Oh, the other thing. Sorry.
oh, go ahead.
No, no, no. You go first.
Okay, so what I just wanted to point out again, just how much like there's play in the torso for this follower, and it's not in a way that looks out of control, even though it seems reactive to when she's getting caught. But like you see her shoulders sort of tip back and forth a bit, and it's sort of not a stiff spot of her
Yeah,
body.
it's got life. Got some life to it, and especially every time she catches, uh, she extends her thoracic spine. So
Just
she'll
follows her
she'll
back,
she'll take her thoracic spine
and
back
then
behind her to give it that chest
mhm,
opening look. That again kind of helps go with the whiplash sensation, but in a cool aesthetic way rather than in a harmful way.
mhm. Right. She seems less like she's doing as big of like twisting in the torso as that forward back motion. It's like the twisting is coming from below her hips
Oh,
even a little bit
interesting.
more.
Yeah, interesting.
Like even there, you can see how much her shoulders and her hips are aligned. Like there's still a little
Yeah,
delay, but not a huge amount. It's almost more about the leg flaring out.
yeah.
And then there's that pretty dramatic tip back and forth.
I do love that tip back and forth.
hmm
Dear followers, if you want to try that, just be careful not to
Don't go to
to
the
sit too
edge.
far because then it'll just make it really hard to come in, and then it's
Right,
kills the
it
arms.
does not look like it's about the weight in the arm. It actually, if anything, looks like she's trying to move forward, but letting herself full complete this motion rather than leaning into the arm to make that shape.
Yeah, in fact, you can see how his arm, you can see, you can to some extent you can see strain in the body,
Mhm.
and not all the time, and especially if you're wearing a nice suit like this that
Mm.
might cover up the strain in your arms.
Yeah.
But I think it's safe to say that based on the look of comfort in his arm when he brings his partner in,
Hmm.
it doesn't look like there's a lot of strain there. It doesn't look like he's has to pull a lot or
Pull
anything
hard.
like that.
Hmm.
It looks pretty light,
Hmm.
which is again a sign that
She's moving
it's more
in toward him.
visual.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so the other thing that we realized that when you watch these old clips, it's really cool when you see something that you're like, oh, that's weird. That's not at all the way we do it today. I wonder if we progressed and did something a lot better. And then you try it and you're like, oh no, actually that what they did works perfectly fine. And it just looks different to us because we just have a different training these days. So this toss out right here, when he collects his partner and comes around for the toss out, he basically brings his partner like into his arm.
Yeah. So they're not really
Not, yeah,
square.
yeah,
Yeah.
not like in the modern era, we tend to bring our partner back, here,
Hmm.
and he's letting his partner be over here in his arm.
Right. Squishing the box, so to speak.
Exactly, yeah, yeah. And so we did this in our class last week, and we're totally fine. We're great. I can imagine I imagine it could be awkward for body types. You don't
Hmm. Hmm.
necessarily want your chest being pushed into someone's arm,
Hmm. Hmm.
and vice versa. Uh, so yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, there's reasons why what we do today
Reasons
is probably better and
a
more
little
comfortable. And
more widely adaptive. The thing that I
yeah,
find
yeah,
that it works great if you know the next thing you want to do is another turn
yeah,
action. If you want to sort of open the door for, oh, from here we could go anywhere, it's a little more versatile to go back to this sort of home base position that usually followers are aiming for. But this is a great example of it's not a rule, and to some degree, the dynamic of encouraging rotation could be the thing that you're going for. So, yeah.
booyah! Lets his arm go really far. His left arm goes really far.
Speaking of torso twisting, he really twists his torso for this. Like the angle of his shoulders relative to the angle of his hips. It's like she doesn't need to do this twisting because he's taken all the twist time. So check out his
So that's his normal
his
toss out. He's kind
his
of
shoulders are facing her while his hips are facing kind of the couple behind them.
yeah. Then he has to kind of stays on the spot, turns around on the spot, and here he comes for his behind the back toss out.
Which even that, see how his shoulders are facing
Yeah, his hips are
toward
turned
him?
around more. His shoulders are. Uh, this is a great example, leaders. A lot of times it's easy for leaders to send their partner behind them and keep their body facing forward, and so they get stuck here, and so they can't really stretch or release, or their partner has to just help make it
Hmm.
happen and do the kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Whereas you can see here, because he keeps his body so turned, there's plenty of room for the stretch and the release to happen here with his hand without him running into his own shoulder.
Hmm.
And there's that super big step. All right, let's watch it one last time in full speed now that we can appreciate all the cool stuff happening. That follower's footwork is so tight.
Hmm. I just love how she always does when they call it always an uphold, a tap step, tap step, tap step, tap step every time.
It's good. Thank you. Thank you, Annabelle.
Thank you, Bobby. That was fun. Enjoy.